Thank you, everyone. I'm Niklas Kunkel, the founder of Chronicle. And let's start with kind of what is Chronicle, right? We're the second largest Oracle provider. We secure around 15 billion of assets and have been around since basically the beginning of Ethereum. We were the first Oracle on Ethereum mainnet, having been live since May of 2017. And you may recognize us by our previous name, which was MakerDAO. But what I want to talk about today is tokenized assets. So I know everyone has been, kind of depressed looking at the markets, right? They've not been the most pretty, right? BTC is down, ETH is down, Solana is down, right? But there is a big kind of bifurcation of what is happening on the institutional side versus price action. If you just look at, for example, the predictions of how big this market is going to grow, I have a few quotes up here, right? You'll see a range of anywhere from 2 trillion, all the way to something like 16 trillion, right? So this market is going to be huge. It's going to eclipse the size of DeFi probably within the next 6 months. And really, the size of DeFi is constrained by what is the price of BTC, what is the price of ETH, what is the price of SOL, because that is the only kind of collateral that we have. And so what we really need to grow DeFi, right, is this injection of high quality collateral, right? This is injection of tokenized kind of real financial assets. And so this kind of presents the first problem is tokenized assets are not crypto native. How do you stuff this, what is essentially just an IOU wrapper token, into a DeFi protocol? You have another problem, which is because these assets are not crypto native, they have no transparency whatsoever, right? You have no metadata related to, does this asset actually exist? To, do you actually own this asset? To what is the value of this asset? Is it yield bearing, right? What is the contextual context of this asset? And even if you were to get this data, what guarantees do you have that that data is correct, right? Having a stablecoin issuer tell you these are our proof of reserves is not a winning formula, as we saw with the streamer DPEG a couple of weeks ago. So earlier this year, we launched what we call proof of asset, which is an Oracle dedicated to tokenized assets that is supposed to tackle and fix all of these problems. So in essence, what we're trying to do is bridge TradFi to DeFi, right? And so what we're saying is we'll get the data directly from the source, right? So in the case of a tokenized asset, you're not going to the tokenized asset issuer, you're not going to the fund administrator, you're going as deep as you can, preferably all the way to the custodian, right? So you have read level access at the custodian, and you can actually see the asset is there, and you can see all of the properties, right, that surround that asset. Now you can generate proofs to prove that you sourced the data from here, right? You didn't tamper with the data, that any calculations that you do, you've provably done, right? And so now that data can be consumed in a DeFi context, but more importantly, it can verifiably, right? It can provably be used in a DeFi context. And this is what is necessary to power the risk management systems of a DeFi protocol when it's integrating a tokenized asset. So I want to kind of walk you through an example of Chronicle proof of asset at work, at scale. This is a view of our Oracle dashboard for a customer of ours called M0. If you're not familiar with M0, they're a stablecoin orchestration platform. So anyone can go and create their own stablecoin, backed by real assets, usually T-bills, repos, right, money market funds. So, for example, right, the new MetaMask stablecoin, right, is actually issued through M0, right? And so every single stablecoin that is minted through M0 has is using a Chronicle proof of asset as an attestation agent. So someone will go to the protocol and say, hey, I want to mint, I don't know, 2 million stablecoins. Chronicle proof of asset will go look in the securities account at the custodian. Okay, how much, in reserves do you have? Are you actually allowed to mint this much? If you are, right, we give you a signature, right, to attest to these reserves, and you can use that signature to mint, right? And the same process happens in reverse for burning, right? We have direct access to the custodian account. So we can tell you, it's not a trust me, bro, this stable coin is worth $1. You can see what all of the underlying holdings are, right? What the distribution is, what the yield on those products is, any like liquidity constraints in terms of like maturities. Here you can see like all of the mints that have been done, right? All of the reserve updates. And so I hope you see like how, this is actually like really useful. And it's actually incredible the amount of partners that we've been able to put together over the last 10 months. We're really happy to work with some of the largest asset managers in the world. Effectively, almost every single tokenized asset issuer, and some of the largest kind of risk curators and capital allocators in the space. And so just to put some hard numbers to this, the top number, right, is around 10 billion, right? That's what we have secured in just DeFi over our, I don't know. I mean, we built this at Maker in like 2017. So like that's 8 years. In 8 years of existence, we're able to put together a business that secures 10 billion. In just 10 months of operation, proof of asset already secures 5.5 billion, right? So, I mean, I would like to say this is a testament to like, how amazing my team is, and they are incredible. But it's really a testament to how much this space is growing and how much room there still is for this tokenized asset vertical to grow. And so I just want to wrap this up here. I think at Chronicle, we're really helping bridge TradFi to DeFi. And, the goal here, right, is that, in 5 years from now, we don't call it DeFi. We don't call it TradFi. It'll just be Fi. So I think that's it for me today. If you want to follow us, you can connect to us on Twitter, check out our website. That dashboard that I had in my slides, you can go check it out yourself at chroniclelabs.org/dashboard. And trust, don't verify. Cheers.